Hi, and welcome to Flexistretcher Intro Flow. For class, all you'll need today is your Flexistretcher, something comfortable to work on, and you're all set. So let's get started. To begin, you're going to take your Flexistretcher, hold it in the elastic center with feet hip-width distance apart. Roll your shoulders far away from your ears and pull the Flexistretcher up. We're going to pull it apart and back to center. I want you to focus on the tension you have coming back in. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to lift it up and overhead and then exhale, pull down. Focus again on releasing the shoulders away from the ears and how much activation is required in your spine as you pull. Another 4, 3, 2, and 1. On your next one, exhale, release the Flexistretcher down and return back up high. Trying to find your fullest range of motion in your shoulders just by releasing down and back up towards the ceiling. And your next time up, pause, lift up and out and fold over to the right. Lift up and out again and then fold over to the left side. Come back through center, lift the chest up towards the ceiling for a slight back bend, and then release down. Travel to the back of your mat, feet hip-width distance apart, and lift the Flexistretcher above your head. Find that slight back bend and then tuck the chin into the chest and slowly roll one vertebra at a time all the way down. Bend the knees at the bottom and roll one vertebra at a time back up through standing, lifting the arms up. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, roll one vertebra at a time all the way down to the floor, and then tuck the tailbone, finding your way back up to standing. One last time, start by tucking the chin into the chest and rolling all the way down. From here, we're going to switch to bring our feet onto the elastic center, hold onto your metal loops and lengthen your back long. On your exhale, pull your arms in and gently fold over the legs. You can bend the knees if this allows your lower back to stay longer, or keep legs straight. Flatten back one more time and then exhale, release forward fold. Take a bend in the knees to release the loops and walk out into your high plank. Option here to lower the knees is always available. Focus your energy from opposite ends out of the crown of the head and out through the back of the heels. One more deep breath in. And then slowly lower the knees down to the floor. Take your Flexistretcher and take the balls of the feet onto the elastic center. We're going to hold onto the metal loops, sit up as tall as possible, and then pull the elbows in towards the body. So we're just pulling in, back to center. Focusing on keeping a tall and lengthened spine here. Just slowly pull in and release that resistance. Keep going for the last 2 and 1. From here, we're going to switch our hands onto the nylon loops. Sit up as tall as possible, fingers point up towards the ceiling. Press back so palms face towards the back and roll pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Again, sit up tall, let the shoulders fall down away from the ears and gauge the core. Fingertips return back towards the ceiling, tuck in the tailbone and roll all the way down to the floor. At the bottom, exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, use the Flexistretcher to support you to come up through seated, press hands back. Fingertips back up towards the ceiling, tuck in the tailbone, articulate the spine all the way down to the floor. And exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, use those straps to come up through seated, press the arms back. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, roll down. From here, we're taking the legs in and the ball of the right foot is coming into the elastic center, hands on the metal loops. Start by bending and straightening your top leg, trying to activate the front of the right quad and lengthen through the back of the right hamstring. Your left foot is planted firmly on the ground, and then eventually we'll find a more static stretch. You can either bend the top leg or leave it lengthened long. Bottom leg can stay bent or lengthened as well. From here, left leg travels up to meet the right and it externally rotates. Take your left strap behind the left leg and thread the right hand through, coming into a Flexistretcher figure 4 stretch. We're flexing both feet strongly and using the hands in Flexistretcher to draw the legs closer towards the torso. Make sure your tailbones lengthen long on the floor, and to release out of it, lengthen both legs up to the ceiling. We're switching right to the left side. Left ball of the foot comes into the Flexistretcher and we start with our bending and straightenings. Try to release some tension from your shoulders, from your jaw, from your face, and really focus your energy on that left hamstring. Find some moments of stillness, either with the bent top leg or lengthen. Both feet are flexed strongly. From here, match the right leg up to the left, externally rotate your right leg, and take the outside of your right foot to the top of the left thigh. You switch the strap behind the right leg and thread the hand through, coming into your figure 4 stretch. If it's available to you, your right elbow can gently assist your right knee out a little bit further to the side. Lengthen both legs up into the Flexistretcher, hands in the loops, and reach the legs long away from you. Release the shoulders down and then exhale, rise up into our hundreds. We're going to pulse the hands for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue with this pumping action of the arms, really focusing heavily on the release down into the Flexistretcher. The abs are engaged, the legs are lengthened out long, and you're working against this resistance. I know it's hard, you still got it, just a few more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax all the way down. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, roll, tuck the chin in towards the chest, articulate the spine up through seated, hands pressed back, and to release the Flexistretcher off your feet. From here, rotate onto your stomach, hands are on the elastic center, elbows underneath shoulders into your Sphinx pose. Activate the legs long and really reach out through the chest here. Option to press the hands down into a bit of a fuller expression is available here. And then last option, you can bring your hands underneath the shoulders, legs lengthen off the floor as you come into an upward facing dog. Release back down. Grab your Flexistretcher, and now time to adjust. I'm going to lengthen my Flexistretcher a bit longer as I prep for the Flexistretcher runner's lunge. Make sure to adjust both sides so you're even, and to double check, you can fold your Flexistretcher in half, make sure the metal loops are aligned, make sure the nylon loops are aligned. To begin, both loops are going onto the left foot, and then you're going to take the Flexistretcher behind your back and thread your right arm through the Flexistretcher. The goal is to have a long diagonal from the right side to the left side. Double check your straps and then plant the hands. Left leg travels back, right leg travels forward, coming into your lunge. To begin, activate your left hamstring and push back into your elastic. Good, so we're pressing our back foot. That's option 1. Option 2, you can bring both hands to the top of the front right thigh and maybe slowly begin to extend all the way back into your runner's lunge with a slight upper body arch. Left arm can travel up, really completing that full circle. Find your variation, and to slowly come out of it, bring the leg back towards the heels and then take your right elastic center off of the right shoulder. Both loops come off of the left foot, and we're switching right away onto the opposite side. To begin, take both loops onto your right foot, and then reach the Flexistretcher behind your back, thread the left arm through, taking the elastic center to your shoulder. Hands come forward, left foot steps through the hands, and right knee inches back. Again, begin by finding that activation in the hamstring, pressing the right foot back into the loops. You can stay here. Variation 2, bring the hands up to the front thigh. Variation 3, lengthen the leg back towards the floor. And 4 is lifting the right arm up and overhead. Whichever variation you're in, come back out the same way you came in. Hands released down to the floor. heel towards glutes so you can take the elastic center off the left shoulder. You can release both loops off of the right foot. Next, we're going to come down through seated, take the Flexistretcher center behind our low back, and take one loop to each foot. The low back will gently give a little bit of an assist as we find our forward folds. Lengthen the legs out long in front of you, hold on to the metal loops and reach the chest towards the ceiling. As you exhale, release into your forward fold. Again, the Flexistretcher is giving you a gentle assist like a teacher would to find a bit of a deeper relaxation here. Come back out of it, find that upper back release for one more moment, and then bend the knees in, roll all the way down to your back, and lengthen the legs up and overhead. Feet are flexed strong, hands come to the metal loops or down on the floor, and lengthen the legs far away from you. Arms can travel up and overhead. As we find a low back release, the Flexistretcher will gently guide the hips forward, finding great relaxation here. To come out of it, use your hands to bring the legs closer, roll to one side, and push yourself up through seated. Take one loop off at a time and you are all set. I hope you enjoyed your Flexistretcher intro flow.